crypto is waking up. The last couple of days, we have been seeing some cryptos and even stocks running up lately. The beginning of this new year was a little bit iffy, but lately we've been having some nice action here. Bitcoin finally got above 17,000. There's definitely a lot of cryptos going insane right now. We've got Cardano up 23%. This was literally in the last couple of days just absolutely running. Solana even doing better than that, 45% up in the last 7 days. We've definitely been seeing some nice couple of days here lately with crypto. I'm going to talk about it. I personally think we're a little bit early here on this rally. I did think that in about 4 months we're going to start seeing crypto absolutely wake up. But it's nice to see across the board generally a little bit of green here. And one other crypto I did want to mention, Litecoin. I did a previous video about Litecoin. Their halving is approaching, and typically there is a very nice run up coming up to their halving, and I will leave that video down below in the description for you, as well as some links to some stocks and cryptos. Definitely check them out. But if you're unfamiliar with my channel, I'm Stock Picks by Tim. I look at stocks, I look at crypto, typically do daily videos, and if you get something useful out of this video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I also wanted to specifically look at a couple of things. We're going to look at Bitcoin on the chart, and we're also going to look at Cardano. I have a couple things to show you there as well. And first off, let's look at Bitcoin. As I've said before, 17,000 is going to be an important level to break, and once we broke out of that, it actually started skyrocketing. And you'll notice that it started leveling off here. This is a broadening formation, and it does look like it's still filling out this pattern. We might pull back here, come down back towards $17,000 and test it. I do expect that. And you're going to also want to watch out for a potential pattern that's going to approach. We already have the head and shoulder. We may be approaching another shoulder. Here's the head. Here's the shoulder, and there's the third potential shoulder here. If we pull back and get a little bounce at 17, this could create a head and shoulders, pulling us back out of this broadening formation. But so far things are looking pretty good for Bitcoin. And like I said earlier in this video, I did think that this run up is a little bit early. I think this is just a little pop in the market before we test some lower levels again. Now, is the bottom in? Is it not in? Time will tell. But one thing's for certain is we do typically see a run on Bitcoin about 1 year before each halving. And we are about 4 months away from that point. And one thing interesting with stocks, at least, is stocks have been absolutely running today, which is kind of strange because we do have CPI coming up right around the corner. Could the market makers be setting up for a huge drop? It's definitely possible. Maybe crypto's kind of going along with the market right now, but that's one thing to be aware of. And the Fed does still have a couple rate hikes to do, and it'll be very interesting to just see how the stock market, with all the recession fears and interest rates rising and inflation and everything, how that's going to go with Bitcoin and the halving coming up. Are things going to line up perfectly, and will Bitcoin start skyrocketing about 4 months from now? Are we already on our trajectory upward? Or is this just a little bit of kind of jumping around, a little bit of sideways action on the broader scope of things? Because to be fair, since November, we have just been kind of jumping and dropping from around 15,000 to around 19,000. But regardless of what Bitcoin does here on the short term, whether it continues this broadening formation, goes up to new recent highs, or if it breaks this pattern and continues down, even tests 15.5, I do think now is still a great time to DCA into Bitcoin and take advantage of all this recent fear. I do honestly think we are much more towards the bottom of Bitcoin and the overall stock market than we are towards the top, and time will tell if I'm right. But I did also want to look at Cardano. There's also another pattern to watch out for that. And looking at Cardano or ADA, you'll see that Cardano just started absolutely waking up, absolutely running. It is outperforming Bitcoin lately, and it seems to have just got some life breathed into it. You'll notice that since the 5th of this new year, Cardano has been consistently rising, except for recently, it is pulling back. This to me looks like a bull flag. We're gonna see if we can break out of this and create another leg up. It's definitely overbought on the RSI, so it was due to pull back a little bit. We'll see how it resets on the RSI and see if it starts getting that momentum again. Will it bounce off this 50 EMA? You're going to want to watch out for that, and you're going to want to watch a break of this bull flag to either direction. But it's definitely very nice to see Cardano recently just absolutely blowing up. I mean, it seemed like just yesterday this was in like the 22, 23 cent area. And we'll see how this continues to move. Of course, you're going to want to watch Bitcoin too to see how that performs. But it seems like as Bitcoin gets a little bit of bullish momentum, Cardano gets 2, 3 times, maybe even 4 times that amount of momentum. And it'll likely be this way to the downside and to the upside. But it's definitely very interesting to see how stocks, Bitcoin, and crypto in general has behaved lately. But I'm curious how you feel. Is this just a short-term dead cat bounce until we pull back to 15.5 on Bitcoin, until we test some new lower lows for the altcoins, and as the overall stock market continues down? Always curious about your opinion. I do think personally that this is just a little relief rally on our way to test some new lower lows. However, it's very possible the bottom is in on Bitcoin already at 15.5, and as we approach those levels, I will definitely be picking up Bitcoin while I can. But thanks as always, guys. If you're still here, consider liking, subscribing, ring the notification bell. I definitely appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day.